welcome to today's forecast video. Today is Thursday, August 20th, 2026, and there's a lot to talk about today. So, first of all, we have some storms moving into the region today, some of which could be severe and bring potentially some strong wind gusts and maybe a few tornadoes, but there's also a flash flooding risk, which we definitely got to keep an eye on. So the severe risk is definitely going to be for our southeastern areas. That's where the highest risk is going to be for today, and SPC has given these areas 5% risk of tornadoes and a 30% risk of damaging winds. We'll get into that later, but northwestern areas, it's not really going to be that much of a big deal, but I would still watch out for storms. Every county is most likely going to get rain today, so just keep an eye out for that. And the storms look to arrive around after 4 p.m. and stick around until maybe 8 p.m. and near the shore it's going to be fine until then as well. Looking ahead, we're going to get another break of humidity tomorrow, but that's going to be short-lived as we get another storm system moving in this weekend, which could potentially bring us a washout on Saturday. I'm not calling for that yet, but I would definitely watch out for that. Sunday looks mainly dry, but we could see some showers and storms in the afternoon, and we'll get into that later in the video. So as we take a look at the current radar, we have some showers to our south and west, maybe some rumbles of thunder near Baltimore, but this is not the main show. This is just some morning convection, but if we want to get thunderstorms, we're going to need this to go away and get some sun. So I'm not saying this is going to cut down on the severe risk yet. If it sticks around, it could, but even if it doesn't, the flash flood risk is still going to be there. We just got to watch and see what this does. It does look like it's weakening, especially that bigger cell in southern Lancaster County and southwestern Chester County. That does look like it's weakening, so we'll have to see what those other cells do. If they weaken as well, then it's gonna be what's expected, but if they don't, it's gonna cut down on the severe risk. I'm not saying that yet, though, but we'll have to watch. Yeah, let's take a look at the SPC. So this website is called spc.noaa.gov if you want to take a look at it later in the day, because it will update eventually, but I will post updates on my X account. You can follow me on Southeast PA Weather on X, but so we do have a slight risk, a level 2 slight risk. That isn't really, I mean, it could be a big deal, especially in the northeast and mid-Atlantic, because severe weather doesn't really happen as often as like the Midwest. But we have a slight risk going from, let's say, York to the coast of New Jersey and down towards North Carolina, almost touching Raleigh. Marginal risk surrounding that. The tornado risk is somewhat concerning. I would definitely watch out for maybe some rotating storms, especially in the Philly metro and near Wilmington, maybe closer to Baltimore as well. Extreme southeast PA, southern New Jersey, northern Delaware, northeastern Maryland. That is the jackpot zone for potential rotating storms that could give us an isolated tornado or two. So the wind, we have a 30% risk again in southeast PA, extreme southeast PA, extending into South Jersey, all of Delaware, a little bit of Virginia near the Chesapeake, and eastern Maryland. And then a 15% risk surrounds that goes down to North Carolina, Virginia, and up towards close to New York City. We do also have a hail risk. Some of these storms could bring some small hail, especially the rotating ones, but this isn't going to be the biggest threat for today. So another thing that we need to keep an eye on today is flash flooding, especially in our southeastern areas, but all of our region has a chance at flash flooding. That green area which I believe includes Allentown and parts of Lebanon County. That's a 5% risk of flash flooding, not major risk, but it's there. Then we have a 15% risk of flash flooding that includes parts of Philadelphia, or all of Philadelphia, a good portion of southeast PA, Chester County, maybe a little bit of Lancaster County, Bucks County, Montgomery County, Delaware County, and a big portion of New Jersey extending up into southwestern New England, parts of Long Island, all the way down to the Chesapeake Bay. So this isn't gonna be the biggest deal of today. Okay, so as we take a look at the future radar, this is the HRRR model, one of the most trusted models at this time. And as we head through midday, we do have some showers moving through central Jersey and parts of eastern PA, and we have a more moderate rain in west and central PA. And those storms start to form, and we do get some stronger storms, especially look at that one in York County, but I wouldn't really get caught up in the location too much, or where the storm is. I would just be aware. Then as we head deeper into the later afternoon, we have a bigger complex of storms. These are the ones that are going to bring those damaging winds and potentially a few tornadoes. But any storm that does develop, that rotates, could bring a tornado or some hail, maybe a few damaging winds as well. And it starts to move through and enters Philadelphia, and also watch for training in that area as well, which could bring some flash flooding. Then it gets closer to the shore. This is around 9 p.m. Then by 10 p.m. and 11 p.m., those storms stick around near the coast a little longer. This could bring some flash flooding near the Jersey Shore. I would definitely watch this. And at around midnight, we still have some showers and maybe a few storms off the coast of the Jersey Shore. But these should move out by, let's say, 2 a.m. It's out of the picture for us. Okay, so if anyone wants to know what's driving these storms, this is the segment of the video where you can find that out. So, first of all, we're going to have some summertime temperatures, at least. This isn't going to be really hot. This isn't going to be a really hot day. We could have some low 70s to maybe a few mid 80s, maybe a few upper 80s even towards the city. That's really going to help these storms just strengthen, because especially if we get that daytime heating, if we get some sun in the area, that's really going to help these storms and definitely help the severe risk. Then the dew points, we could see some dew points in the 70s, potentially in our southern areas, but it's mostly going to be higher 60s. But yeah, after these storms move through, the dew points don't really move around that much. We'll see what happens. Then as we take a look at the Cape, which is basically just energy for the storms to strengthen, this particular model doesn't really give us that much, but it's enough for maybe a few severe storms. But again, if we get some sun to come out, it's definitely gonna fuel these storms, and bring us more Cape. And yeah. Okay, so after this event, we're gonna turn a little cooler for a short period of time, but then Saturday looks to be our next precip day with some showers and maybe a few storms, and Sunday into maybe Monday, particularly overnight Sunday, we could see some showers and storms and maybe a few more showers after that, but then it looks dry for until the midweek, where we could get some showers and storms Wednesday night but that is still quite far out, so I would just take it with a grain of salt. But after that, we may get a little taste of fall. I would definitely watch this because the first few cold fronts are going to be coming soon and bring our temperatures and humidity down. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited about this. This could finally put a dent in this long-lasting humidity and higher temperatures. So this is the first time I'm doing this. We're gonna have an update on the tropics, even though it doesn't really affect our area that much. It's definitely something to watch because it has happened before. So as we head into early next week, we have a few tropical waves pretty much in the middle between the Caribbean and Africa, coming off the coast of Africa. Something to note is that these waves will be battling a lot of dry air and wind shear, which does weaken these storms a lot. Even though the waters are warm, the shear is just going to be unbelievably strong. But the European model does form a storm and brings it north of the Caribbean and south of Bermuda, kind of bringing it further to the west. So if we move the region, we do see we have the storm there in the eastern U.S. But it is important to note that this is really far, 360 hours out on September 4th. It is something to watch, but I wouldn't really go into a panic right now. This is the pretty good model, but this far out, it's really hard to find out what's going to happen, and even the National Hurricane Center isn't doing anything or talking about it that much, at least the last time I checked. But I think we should still keep an eye on this. This could be something to watch. Okay, thank you for watching.